Right. Welcome to this explainer. Global policy moves fierce fast, and a new White House administration hits Irish wallets before you even know it. Let's jump straight in.
We are literally talking mere weeks here when global energy markets react to big U.S. policy shifts, like trade tariffs or Donald Trump changing direction. It does not take years to cross the Atlantic. No way! It takes weeks to hit the petrol and diesel pumps right here at home. So whether you're stuck commuting on the M50 or driving a tractor down in Kerry, filling the tank gets dearer before you've even realized the global cogs have turned.
Now, here's how that first layer of the chain reaction actually plays out. It's a totally direct line. Once fuel goes up, well, the cost of moving absolutely everything goes up right along with it. Transport gets dearer. Those lorries bringing goods from Dublin port to your local shops, they're suddenly facing much higher diesel bills. And businesses, they aren't going to just swallow that difference, are they? Not a hope. They pass those costs straight on to us. Suddenly, your daily expenses rise, not because of some decision made up in the dolly, but because of global movements thousands of miles away.
So moving along to the second layer, and listen, this one is absolutely massive for us. Because Ireland is an island nation, we import a huge chunk of what we actually consume. As global shipping costs rise and import costs jump up due to shifting international policies, the price of your big weekly shop starts to climb shortly after. We're talking your food, your household goods, the whole shebang. It takes slightly longer than the petrol pumps, but once that momentum starts, it spreads like wildfire. A few cents here, a euro there, and suddenly the trolley is costing you a fair bit more every single week.
And this creates a massive squeeze from two distinct sides. On the one hand, you've got the working family facing mounting bills at the till, really feeling the pinch on the electricity meter. But on the flip side, you have the cautious employer. They're looking at those exact same rising import costs and a shaky global market, so what do? They pull back. They get super cautious about hiring. Expansion plans are put well and truly on the long finger. And for you, well, it means those wage bumps, the bonuses, or that promotion you were hoping for, they all get delayed. Your cost of living goes up, but your income growth slows right down. It's a proper squeeze, plain and simple.
Then we hit the fourth layer, and this is where it hits the state's purse. Our exchequer relies incredibly heavily on corporate tax, especially from the massive U.S. tech and pharma multinationals based right here. If global growth slows down because of shifting U.S. trade policies, well, that golden goose of corporate tax revenue suddenly becomes wildly unpredictable. And if the government's tax take drops, the state faces some very tight, exceptionally tough decisions.
And look, those tighter choices on government spending, taxation, and borrowing, they aren't just abstract economic concepts they chat about on the 6-1 News. They dictate the actual quality of your public services, the hospitals, the schools, the roads you drive on. It can even mean tax changes that directly hit your take-home pay. The long-term financial stability of the whole country is completely tethered to these global shifts. It's all connected, right from a signature in the White House down to your monthly payslip.
You see, this isn't some isolated event. It's a relentless sequence where each layer stacks right on top of the last one. Prices move first at the pumps, then broader costs rise in the supermarket, then your income slows down at work, and finally, government policy responds to the fallout. All of these factors interact, creating this compounding serious pressure on the average worker. It's literally a domino effect. If it was just one thing, sure, you'd manage grand, but it's this exact sequence that makes the overall pressure feel so heavy. Now, I hear this all the time. People hold on to this massive misconception. They say, sure, if something happens globally, it'll take a long time to affect me here in Ireland. I'll be grand. But in a deeply connected economy like ours, that is a dangerous myth to believe. Markets simply don't wait around. Businesses adjust immediately to protect their margins, and those changes hit your wallet fierce fast. Waiting for it to arrive just means you are already miles behind the curve.
The exposure is real, and the speed is absolutely real. The impact on your finances doesn't usually arrive as one massive, dramatic shock making the front pages. Instead, it's a rapid, stealthy series of smaller hits to your bills and your income. Basically, death by 1,000 cuts to the monthly budget. Now, to be fair and balanced, not every single global change is negative, right? Some shifts might actually create brilliant new opportunities for Ireland, but our exposure to that rapid change, that is an absolute certainty.
We benefit hugely from our global connections here. It's exactly how we've built our modern economy. But history shows us time and time again that economic shifts ripple outward incredibly fast. We saw it all too clearly during the 2008 crash, didn't we? Shifts in one central global market rippled through our interconnected layers way faster than anyone anticipated. Today, those mechanisms are digital and financial, and the speed of that ripple remains just as rapid, moving straight through to the consumer. So bringing it all together, once you see how this full picture connects directly to your career, your savings, and your own financial planning, you kind of stop looking at foreign policy in isolation. You really have to ask yourself, are you going to wait around to just react to these changes when the bills finally land on the mat? Or will you start recognizing them as they form? Understanding this stuff gives you the power to plan ahead. When the next major policy shifts across the water, will your finances be caught out reacting, or will you already be prepared?